is that you guys know so much information, and you guys know so much of how to read. But here's the thing that I noticed, is that sometimes we get lost in, like, I don't know, the vocabulary, and we get lost in, like, the questions, and then we forget, like, what things are. And you know what? Here's one, I'm gonna show you something. The other day I was here, and we answered certain questions, right? And as I go through this, I'm gonna put that vocabulary up here, because you guys were able to do the vocabulary without, like, even looking at a book the other day. And then, when we just did this on the passage, one of the things that I noticed is some of you know the vocabulary, and they got mixed up with the vocabulary, right? So, we're gonna do some work with vocabulary. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Alright, the only thing I realized is I had to download it, so we're gonna do it right now. Okay, I'm gonna put it up. And I'm gonna ask you to help me with vocabulary. Okay, come on. Come on. This is the hard part, waiting for it to come up, right? There we go. And you know what, I was thinking about it. And, no, don't read them yet, right? Don't read them yet. I was thinking about you guys, and I was thinking of some of the questions, the who questions, the what questions, and I was thinking, how do I know what the questions are asking, right? How do I know? And one of the things I was thinking about was I was gonna have a contest, right? And I wanna see how many questions we could get, right? And I think what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna do this half versus this half, right? And we're gonna have points, and here's the way the game goes, right? That I'm gonna read a question, and you guys just have to tell me what is it asking. The group that gets it right gets the point. Now here's the thing, today what we're gonna learn is we're gonna learn how to look at questions and really see what it's asking, all right? And you guys are gonna help me. I'm gonna do the first one just to show you what I mean. Which detail from the story best demonstrates the relationship between blank and blank? And I'm like, which detail? A detail is a piece of information, am I correct?
Yeah.
Right? From the story. A story is fiction? Story is fiction? Okay, when I look at a story, I'm looking at characters, right? Setting. Plot. Which story best demonstrates the relationship between blank and blank? So they were asking me how two people get along, right? How do I know that? Look this way, don't look that way, look this way. They're asking me the best. So I have to figure out what the best way is to describe the relationship between blank and blank, right? You wanna help? Yeah.
Like, where's relationship and like detail?
Yeah, it's relationship with a detail. When you guys, who's your friend in this classroom? Do you guys have a friend in this classroom? Can you point to them? Everybody's your friend? That's just asking you this, describe your friends. Describe how you were friends with someone else. In the stories, describe how you were friends with someone else. You guys ready to do some of this work with me? Okay. I'm gonna go to this one. The author probably included this part, blank, in order to show. Can you turn and talk to people in your group? What does that mean? How do we take apart that question? Turn and talk to people in your group. Turn and talk to him. You guys are over there with this group. You come over here. All right, talk to your group. I don't see you talking. You lose points. Gotta talk to each other. Talk to her. Talk to her. Talk to each other. What's this question mean? How do I know?
And
What does it mean? All right, look up. Look up. So here's what I heard people say, and it was interesting. I I heard people say author, the person who writes the story, right? I heard you say that. See, I'm good at listening into people, right? I heard probably means maybe from someone over here, right? And then I heard included in this part. And you got stuck on included in this part, not in the author probably, right? When you do included in this part, is it okay if I show you a text and show you what that means, right? Because they say things really weird. But you know what? They shouldn't trick us. Shouldn't trick us. I don't know why this keeps coming up. Let's go back to a story. Let's go back to a story. I'm going to show you a story. And when we go back to this story, let's just look at it. It doesn't matter any story. This is a part. This is a part. This is a part. This is the part. When they look at and ask you about a part on the test, all they're asking you is like a certain section of the text you're reading. That's it, a certain section of the text you're reading. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I ask you a part of your shirt, what would you say? Can you describe a part of your shirt? Turtles, beautiful. If I ask you a part of your shirt, if I ask you a part of your shirt, can you describe a part of your shirt? Black and blue. That's it. It's just a part. It's a piece of. So one of the things just for teachers to know is we need to put like certain things up. They're not getting mixed up with the vocabulary. They're getting mixed up with the parts to whole. All right? And you guys are like brilliant because I thought you were going to get mixed up with the vocabulary. You guys are good. Can we try one more? One more? Okay. Which word or phrase from paragraph blank helps the reader understand a character's trait? First of all, what's character's trait?
Like a character, like a person,
And what do they do?
what's about them?
What's about them? You guys work well together. What's about them? Can you turn to your partner? What's your character trait? And this is a guided practice mini lesson. It's in the first bend, and I really do think we need to do this one, right? So it's not where I'm going to straight out teach. It's where I'm going to teach some things. They're going to try it. I'm going to teach some things. They're going to try it. I'm going to teach some things. They're going to dip in and try it first. Oh my God! Look up! Look up! So you know what? Like you guys are describing yourself perfectly. One person said I'm very stubborn. I am too, like very stubborn. One person said that I'm angry when I don't eat breakfast. And I'm just wondering, I'm angry when I don't eat breakfast. Let's hold on to that one, right? One person said that I'm funny. I want to go back to I'm angry when I don't eat breakfast. And this is something also for third grade to pay attention to, right? If you're angry when you eat breakfast, is that a feeling or a trait? A feeling. How do you know that?
If you're happy, sad, worried,
Yeah.
scared.
Scared. So one of the other things we have to think about, guys, is what's the difference between feeling and trait? That's a big question that we need to go over, right? Which word or phrase? You guys knew what word means. That's one word. Do you know what a phrase is? You do? Go for it.
A phrase is something like you're doing, like acting.
Okay, something you're doing. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Character sentence. A phrase is just a sentence. It's just a piece of text, right? So it says a phrase. Which word or phrase helps from paragraph blank helps the reader understand a character's trait? Let's go back to the text for a minute. Right? Let's go back to that text we were looking at for a minute. I just want to take a look at this and see how this works. Dear Franco, I was excited to get your letter. We had learned a lot about Chile in school. It is interesting to meet someone who lives here. I live with my mom in an apartment building in New York City, which is the biggest city in the country. New York City is on the east coast of the United States. We have a big harbor in New York City that is on the Atlantic Ocean. Our school begins in September and ends in June. We have a winter break in December. It is strange to think that you are having winter when we are having summer. Do you get snow in the winter? And I'm just gonna stop there. And I'm gonna look at paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Watch, 1, 2, and 3, right? And I'm gonna think about, like, what is she feeling? It sounds like she's really excited to write to this kid, doesn't it? Right? She's feeling excited. Do I know her trait yet? No. Do I know her trait yet? No. When you're doing that question, be very careful, because feelings are gonna go across the whole text. Trait is only gonna happen at the end. All right? And you have to read the whole text to see how she deals with things. So, your trait is patient, I could already tell, because you wait, listen, and you listen so well to the people around you until you talk. Love that about you. Your trait is inquisitive. You like to question things all the time, right? Yeah. But you're feeling happy right now, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting all the answers right, and you love that. Am I right? You're so smart, right? Do you see the difference? For today, when you read your books, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think about what's the character's relationship in your book, which characters are there, and who are friends, who aren't friends, right? What are they feeling, and what are their traits? And what your teacher is gonna ask you afterwards, when you come back to the carpet, is show her a part to prove this is what the character is feeling. A part means what? What's another word for a part? Could be called a paragraph. There we go, a paragraph. Show her that paragraph that proves what are they feeling, all right? You guys ready for that challenge?
Yeah.
All right.
Joshua, go ahead.
Oh my God, they're amazing.